Hi, I'm Alex and welcome back to the Boathouse Paddle series where we talk about everything concerning paddle. Today we're going to talk about Retain, or as it used to be called, Profitwell Retain. Paddle bought the company Profitwell a while back, and they had two major products. One of them was a metrics dashboard that we've already made a video about, where you can find SaaS metrics, churn rate, and so on very easily. But the other big suite of tools is Retain. It's all about customer retaining. So if a subscriber is about to cancel, or giving them options not to cancel, or recovering from payment failures, for example. Since they've been bought, it's available as part of the Paddle suite in your account. You just head over to the Paddle Retain link in the account at the bottom. This will take you into Profitwell just as for the subscription metrics, but it'll take you to the Retain section, which is further down. The standard dashboard in this account, there is not a lot of data, so it's empty, but we're going to have a look at what options you have for configuring this. Now, one thing to note, setting this up is not the best experience necessarily. There's a lot of, you have to talk to support, you have to install a snippet, and you have to configure it via some spreadsheets that they send you. I'm sure Paddle will improve this in the future, so this may be out of date by the time you're seeing this video, but the setup at the moment is a little bit difficult, but we're going to show you what you can then do with Retain once you have it set up, because it is basically a set it and forget it product. It will do its magic, do its stuff in the background and help you if it can, but it's not something that you need to monitor necessarily constantly. So there are three parts to Retain. The first being payment recovery. So if a payment fails or is about to fail, that's all handled in this section. Now, the main part is their payment recovery emails. So they'll send out a sequence of emails to customers telling them, for example, the payment has failed and how to recover from that, and sort of nudge them along to add their payment details. You can also do that in the app. So if you install their snippet, you can, in any SaaS, it will pop up a window, for example, saying your credit card is about to expire or the payment failed, and let you do an action to recover that right away. Same goes for payment recovery notifications. So they can basically update their expired payment information or payment information that did not work from the app directly. These basically work in conjunction. A layer that is off by default is payment recovery SMS. So if you want to add an extra level, maybe your customers aren't technically savvy necessarily, or they don't read their emails, you can add a reminder SMS basically if something goes wrong to the Profitwell recovery sequence. And then there's this tactical retries, which there's not much insights to what it does specifically, but if it can change the way it bills for that payment, then it will do that, and you just get the benefits from that and have a payment that previously maybe failed, or don't even have that failure, and it'll succeed automatically. So that's on the payment recovery side of things. Again, the emails that you configure here are done initially via the sheet that you're getting, but here in the setup, you also have some email configuration options that you can set here. The second big part is term optimization. What this means is Profitwell, or Paddle in this respect, will try to identify which of your users are more likely to jump to an annual plan, for example, which will give you faster cash flow. They will pay for their plan upfront. And this is all behind these four options here. You can, on the one hand, do optimization emails. So if it recognizes, well, this customer has been with you so and so long, they'll probably be likely to upgrade to an annual plan, then Profitwell will send them an email providing that offer, for example. There's also the same option from within the app. Again, if you install their snippet, they will pop up this message within your app directly if they're working with your app. A neat option is the payment recovery form prompt, where if, for example, a payment has failed, that may be a right point to ask the user, would you like to upgrade to annual, for example? And then they maybe don't have the bother of checking every couple of months, maybe if the card expires and so on. It's just a good touch point to ask if they'd like to upgrade to annual, possibly. And same, of course, goes for the payment recovery email. Again, you switch this on and it does its thing automatically in the background. The cancellation flows is something that has become standard. So why are customers canceling? You want to ask them for the reason to improve your product, but you might also want to ask for maybe a testimonial, or what went well with the product, and then do different things based on them. So in Retain, what you can do is you ask what they liked and what they didn't like. And then based on their responses, you can offer them, okay, how about a reduction for an annual plan, a discount? Or you can offer them to pause the plan instead of canceling. Let's say it's a seasonal business and they need a couple of months off. That's possible here as well. Or you can send them to support, and there's multiple options that you can configure here. This is one here where you can switch it on and off in the UI here directly, but the actual configuration is what I mentioned before with a spreadsheet that you do when you set up Profit Well Retain initially with their support. And that's Paddle Retain, very easy, switch on, just leave it running in the background and it does its magic if it can for you. There's basically just a better payment experience for your users, and for you, that converts into better or more payment, more revenue. That's all for today. Thank you.